Have you ever wondered why some people seem to multiply their money effortlessly, while others can barely make it to the end of the month? They're not smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They just understand the game of money is played in 3 distinct phases. And if you don't know where you are, you'll stay stuck forever. In this video, I'm going to break down those 3 phases, step by step, with real examples and actions you can start right now, whether you're broke, building, or nearly free. Because the truth is, wealth is not a number, it's a process. And once you learn to master each phase, your money starts multiplying on autopilot. Let's dive in. Phase 1, survival, stop the bleeding. This is the financial emergency room. You're not trying to grow money, you're trying to stop the hemorrhaging. You're trying to make it through the month without overdrafting your account. And the scary part is, a lot of people stay in this phase for years, not because they don't work hard, but because they never step back to look at the system they're trapped in. Here's what phase 1 looks like. Your expenses either match or exceed your income. You rely on credit cards to cover gaps. There's no emergency fund. One flat tire, one missed paycheck, and your whole life falls apart. You feel constant financial stress, and you might not even realize how much of your energy it's stealing. But here's the key to escaping. You don't need to earn more to make progress. You need to control what you already have. The first move? Track everything. I mean every dollar in and every dollar out. Most people guess where their money goes. That's why they never find it. Use a notebook, a spreadsheet, an app, whatever works for you. Next, slash your fixed expenses. People often think they need to stop buying coffee or cancel Netflix, but the real killers are things like rent, car payments, and groceries. If you're spending 50% of your income on rent, that's the fire to put out. Can you get a roommate? Move in with family temporarily? Switch to a cheaper city or neighborhood? Then tackle your debt, especially anything over 7% interest. Let's say you're paying $300 a month in minimum payments. If you negotiate a lower rate, consolidate, or aggressively pay down your smallest balances, you not only reduce your stress, you start freeing up cash flow. And finally, build your emergency fund, even if it's just $500 to start. This tiny buffer gives you breathing room and stops the debt cycle when life happens. One story. Take Jamie, a 27-year-old delivery driver who lived paycheck to paycheck. He started tracking his income and realized he was spending $800 a month eating out. That shocked him. He made simple swaps, batch-cooked meals, used public transport, sold unused tech on Facebook Marketplace. Within 6 months, he paid off $2,000 in debt and built a $1,000 buffer. He wasn't rich, but for the first time, he had margin. That's phase 1 done right. The goal here isn't perfection, it's progress. When your money stops leaking, you can finally redirect it. And that brings us to phase 2. Phase 2, stability. Build the foundation. Phase 2 is where you go from playing defense to offense. You're no longer drowning. Now you're swimming with purpose. This is where the seeds of wealth are planted, not with big wins, but with boring, consistent actions that compound over time. In this phase, 3 pillars matter most: safety, systems, scaling habits. Let's break those down. Safety means having at least 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in a high-yield savings account. If your monthly expenses are $2,000, you're aiming for $6,000 to $12,000 in your emergency fund. This isn't investment money, it's protection money. This fund allows you to walk away from toxic jobs, say no to shady gigs, and breathe through life's unexpected punches. Systems are the automatic rules you build around your money. You automate bills, savings, and investments. You allocate your paycheck using simple percentages, like the 50-30-20 rule or a custom version based on your goals. For example, Raphael, who we mentioned earlier, built this simple system: 60% needs, 10% wants, 20% investments, 10% cash buffer. That small habit, automating money on payday, was a game changer, because willpower fades. Systems don't. Then there's scaling habits. This is where you begin to invest intentionally. Even $100 a month in index funds is a seed. Over 10 years with an 8% return, that becomes $18,000. But increase it to $500 a month and you're looking at over $90,000. At this phase, you can start using investment buckets. Short-term, cash and bonds. Medium-term, REITs, diversified ETFs. Long-term, stocks, retirement accounts, maybe even a side hustle that turns scalable. Don't fall into the trap of overcomplicating. Fancy portfolios and day trading aren't what builds wealth here. Consistency is. And here's the silent killer in phase 2, lifestyle creep. You start making more and spend more to match it. New car, better apartment, better phone. But remember, wealth is the difference between what you earn and what you keep. If you hold the line during this phase, living like you're still broke while investing like you're building an empire, your money starts to grow without your effort. That's when phase 3 opens up. Phase 3, freedom. Let money work for you. This is the phase people dream about, but few reach because they either skip steps or burn out early. In phase 3, your goal isn't just to have money, it's to make it work harder than you do. This phase is about multiplication, using time, capital, and systems to generate income without your constant labor. Let's look at how that happens. By now, you've got a solid emergency fund, no bad debt, and an investment routine. But now you start building income streams. Dividend-paying stocks, rental income or real estate funds, digital products or content that scale without time, high-yield savings or bonds for stable income, equity in a small business or silent partnerships. This is how you create money machines, assets that generate cash flow every month, quarter, or year, even when you're not working. Take Raphael again. At 35, his portfolio looked like this: $150,000 in ETFs and bonds, $60,000 in a crowdfunded real estate platform, $40,000 in a solo business with $1,500 or so a month in passive income. That's over $3,000 a month in total cash flow. Not flashy, but enough to cover his life. More importantly, he had freedom. Freedom to say no, freedom to travel, freedom to work on projects he loved, even if they didn't pay well. Here's the golden rule of phase 3. Don't confuse activity with productivity. At this level, your job is no longer to grind. It's to optimize, to protect your assets, to reduce taxes legally, to build systems around your time, and eventually, to use money as a tool to buy your time back. That could mean outsourcing chores, delegating work, or simply working 3 days a week instead of 6. That's what real wealth looks like. Not consumption, but control. Final thoughts. Respect the phases, win the game. Everyone wants freedom, but most people skip survival and sabotage their stability. They invest in crypto while drowning in debt. They launch a side hustle while living paycheck to paycheck. They copy people in phase 3 while still stuck in phase 1. The truth is, you can't cheat the sequence, but you can speed it up if you master each step. So take 30 seconds today and ask yourself, am I still in survival? Then it's time to track, slash, and stabilize. Am I building stability? Then automate, invest, and guard your lifestyle. Am I ready for freedom? Then scale your income and reclaim your time. No shame, no comparison, just clarity. Because when you know what game you're playing, you can finally start winning. If this gave you a roadmap, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below. What phase are you in right now? And what's your next move? Remember, you don't need to be a genius to get wealthy. You just need to play the right game and master each phase along the way.